here. Hi guys, welcome to our team call tonight. I am so excited for this call tonight because we have an awesome guest speaker. And I'm going to kick things off a little differently than I do with our normal calls. So first things first, for anybody that doesn't know me, I'm Jenna DeStefano, the founder of Healthy4Lyfe. I'm so excited to have some new faces on the call tonight that I haven't seen before. So we start out basically with a welcome, and then we're going to change our call format a little bit tonight, and from here going forward. This past weekend on Sunday at 7 a.m., our mastermind leadership group had a call, which, hey, props to them for getting up at 7 a.m. on a Sunday. And let me tell you, the best part about it is several of them were on the West Coast. So they get even more props for getting up that early to do a mastermind call, because the leadership on our Healthy4Lyfe team wants you guys to have the best experience that you can as coaches as a part of our fit family. So we made some decisions on some awesome things, and I want to kind of let you in on what's going on and what's new and what's changing and what's shifting. So first things first on our list of announcements, that's what we'll do right after our welcome is announcements. The first thing I want to talk about is our tank top line. Heads up, the cutoff date is Friday, so if you want one of our new coach shirts, make sure that you get your order to me through PayPal by Friday. I'm going to cut that off at midnight Friday, so make sure you get that in. We're really close to hitting our minimum number for the order, so just make sure that you get that in. If there's a question or an issue, don't hesitate to message me. Next up, our new team call schedule. So one of the things that we realized was a lot of coaches wanted more training in this business, and I don't blame you, because this is a hard business and there's a lot of stuff to learn. So we're going to go back to an every week Tuesday call, because I miss seeing you guys and I love getting together on a call and chatting with you all. So new team schedule, it's going to be every Tuesday, but we're also, after this call tonight, we're going to shift to 8 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. Eastern, because anybody that's in this group right now that's in the Sunrise Success group, 9 o'clock is late. Like, I am tired right now. So we're going to shift the call to 8 p.m. to help honor the people that are going to bed early for sure. So that's going to change, but we'll have every Tuesday. I'm going to post the team call schedule in our team page, because every Tuesday is going to have a different theme. So, for example, tonight is our speaker call. So the first Tuesday of every month, that'll be a speaker call. The second Tuesday of every month will be a business opportunity call, so you can invite your prospects and anyone that's interested in the business to that call. The third Tuesday of the month is going to be a working power hour, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be Russian roulette style, and we're going to have people pop up their screens and share what they're talking about, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So that'll be a working call where we all get to hang out and work together. The fourth Tuesday of the month is going to be a new coaches training. I'm literally going to sit here on my computer and screen share my online office with you guys and teach you how to use it and teach you where fun things are and do some training. So if you want some training for your new coaches or in this business, that'll be our fourth Tuesday of the month call. And for the months that just happen to have 5, like this one, the fifth Tuesday of the month will be a training call of some sort. And we'll actually poll the team to figure out what you guys want to learn and what we can train on. So we're going to customize it to you guys and make sure that all the training and all the needs that you have are met with our team calls, so it's not a waste of your time, because I know in the middle of a Tuesday night it's kind of hard to sit down here and hang out for half an hour. So I appreciate your time and I value it. We want to make this important to you. So I will post that in the team page so you guys know what that is. I just kind of ran through that really quickly. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the last call that we did as a team. I talked about having a vision for your team, but you know what? When I talked about having a vision for your team, I didn't talk about the vision that I have for our team. And that's kind of hypocritical, perhaps. So I want to talk to you guys about the vision that I see for our team, because there's a lot of awesome stuff going on, but it's really much easier to work together towards a common goal if you guys know what the common goal is. So I've decided, and the leadership was awesome and really supportive in this idea as well, to create an end-of-the-year team goal that we can start working on right now, today, literally, with the full 8 months that we have, 8 months that we have left of the year. So it's going to be called the Wall of 500. My husband was not supportive in me painting an entire wall in my house with chalkboard paint so that I could write on it. So we're going to be more creative and not have maybe that wall. He's giving me a look right now. But what we're going to do is, for the rest of the year, as a team collectively, I want us to change 500 lives. But this is where it gets a little different. This is where I'm going to change the game a little bit for everyone. We're used to saying, hey, when I sell a challenge pack, that means I changed a life. Or, hey, when I sign a new coach, that means I changed a life. But it doesn't really mean that. That's a lie. It means you sold them a product or you signed them as a coach. That's what it means. It doesn't mean that you changed their life, because what's to say they ever pick it up when it actually gets delivered to their house, right? So for you to get your customer's name and your name on the wall of 500, your customer or coach has to come to you and tell you one way that their life has gotten better because of our product or because they're working with you. So what does that mean for you as a coach? That means for you as a coach, you got to give them the best darn customer service you've ever given them. Why? Because if you really, truly want to change somebody's life, you got to work hard. You got to do it. And the best way to do it is to get them to say, hey guys, I got to play with my kids tonight and I didn't run out of breath. And that's because I'm working with you and you're my coach and you're getting me through this. That is a real life change. And that is what I think this business is all about. And I think Healthy4Lyfe, man, I think we get down to it and we really do change lives. So I want to shift our focus to that. So the goal is 500. It's a huge number. It's astronomical. And I think that we can actually far surpass it. But 500 is the number. And what we're going to do is we're going to keep a visual, like maybe not this wall because it's in my dining room, but another wall in my house that my husband doesn't have say over. We're going to put these names up on it. I want a visual. So every time that you have a life that's changed or that somebody sends you a message and says something in their life has gotten better because of you and our products, you're going to send that to me in a screenshot, something that I can see that shows it, and we're going to put your name and their name on the wall so we can give everybody a shout out. On every one of our calls, the first thing we're going to do is see the screenshot of what the wall of 500 looks like and figure out where we're at. So that's the vision that I see for the team. That is something I'm asking every one of you tonight on this call to be a part of, because we're changing lives and we are really, truly doing it. We're not just selling products. So that's the vision shift. I wanted to kind of share that with you guys. Last two announcements. Team challenge this week is personal development. If you guys saw in the group, there's a lot of coaches that are posting what they're reading right now. Share what you're reading this week. Share what you're learning in what you're reading this week. I know I've just over the past 2 days wrote down 3 books that I haven't even thought about reading because people are posting it in our team page. So great way to share personal development. Make sure you're doing it too. It makes a difference in your business. And last announcement, the cutoff for Summit recognition, if you want to walk across the stage or be recognized at Summit at the end of July, the cutoff is May 18th. So you have to wake up on the 19th at that rank to start qualifications. So just a heads up for anybody that's pushing for that. So you can put that on your calendar and maybe circle it with a big red circle. Other than that, announcements, that's pretty much what I have for you. Another thing that we're going to start doing at the beginning of every one of our calls is, and you guys, this might sound totally corny, but you know what? I don't even care. So it's going to be called Doing Something Right. And over the course of the week, your leaders, your uplines have been messaging me things that are going right in coaches' businesses and giving you guys shout outs without you knowing it. So I picked 5 randomly to talk about on the call tonight, to give 5 people a little bit of recognition, because let's face it, everybody likes something that makes them feel good. So first things first, I want to shout out Allison. I'm going to mess this up. Zolan, I hope that's right. And Lisa Wetzel. They met with their uplines, Michelle and Nina, this week to hammer out their plan for Diamond by 5/18, which is a huge goal. Oh my gosh. So congratulations to Allison and Lisa for sitting down and hammering that out. We are cheering for you, and we hope that you kick butt and make that happen so we can celebrate that on a call. Next up, Andrea McBreen ran an awesome free PD group, or is running an awesome free PD group right now. So Andrea, congratulations. That's awesome. And that's that's such a fun thing to do. So congratulations, your upline. Definitely want to shout you out for that. Next up, Kate Morris. First of all, is she not the cutest pregnant person you've ever met in your life? She really is. If you're not friends with Kate Morris on Facebook right now, go friend her after the call so you can pay attention. She was having a really rough day yesterday and ended up changing 3 lives and hitting Success Club. And guess what? Her life got better. So much for the bad day, right? So awesome, Kate. Way to be resilient. Speaking of resiliency, Dawn Bitzer has had a tough go-around this past week dealing with some customer service issues and coach relations issues, and her upline just wanted to make sure that she was shouted out today because she is resilient and she's continuing to move forward in her business and overcome the nonsense that she's been stressing out about. So congratulations, Dawn. And then let's see, one more. I have like a whole list here, guys. Like, it's freaking awesome. The next one is Bonnie Campbell. Your upline wanted to give you a shout out for making connections and running an awesome clean eating group this past month. So way to go, Bonnie. Love it, right? How exciting is that? That is how we're going to start every call because that gets me fired up, and you guys know how I get when I get fired up. So tonight on our call, guys, I'm so excited. Nicole Murray is one of my best friends. We were best friends before this business, and it's only grown our relationship since then. She is a leader. She rocks her business, and she balances life and everything that she does. She's a police wife. She's a puppy mom. She volunteers her time at the local shelter. Like, she's kind of a rock star. So tonight she is going to spend some time with us. She's actually she's in DC. She's close to us on a work trip right now, and she's still jumping on our call tonight to give us some inspiration and motivation. So Nicole, girl, I'm going to go ahead and turn it on over to you.
Okay, well, it would be really helpful if I actually knew how to work Zoom. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Healthy4Lyfe Team. I've been representing all day. Thank you so much for having me on your call. It's one of the great things that Beachbody does is it gives you a family outside of your family. And while I come off very outgoing on social media and this little free spirit who likes to go on adventures by herself and, fun stuff, I mean, you miss home, you miss your friends. So it's awesome to see a whole bunch of you guys on my computer screen right now where I'm feeling a little homesick. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, inviting me to speak on your call. I'm really excited and I'm really nervous, and I have been for like 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago I was talking to Ann and I was like, Ann, man, I got to do slides. I don't know what to say. I was like, I have to read what I'm going to talk about like 3 more times. So I have some butterflies, I have some handwritten notes, and then I have some more notes in my cell phone. So if you see me like looking down at my notes, it's because I can't keep my mind straight. I'm just going to be honest. So it was about probably maybe a month or 2 ago that I was talking to Jenna, and I sent her a message, and I was just like, holy crap, epiphany in the business. And she's like, wow, girl, I need to hear more about this. And, as Beachbody coaches, rarely do we physically probably talk to each other on the phone. It's a lot more messaging through Facebook or texting each other. I especially rarely pick up the phone and call a friend. And I was like sweating, and I just picked up the phone and called Jenna. I was like, all right, I gotta tell you this. And I'm pretty sure I was rambling about 500 miles an hour, but I was really excited, and it has been a huge breakthrough for my business. If anybody was at Winter Summit this year, I was like the girl crying in the corner the whole time. I was just not myself at all. It was like, oh God, I just think back to that place. I'm like, those poor people who met me for the first time. That's not me. But so what has happened has actually turned me back to who I was made to be in this business. I've been doing this for 4.5 years now. I'm a 2-star diamond coach. And I think regardless of how long you've been in it, sometimes you just feel this lag, or, your business just stalls out, or sometimes your passion just dies, and you sit there and you wonder, what is going on? This was my favorite thing in the world, and I absolutely loved it. And now I don't have the drive to do it right now. today, this week, this month. And, you know, you can get on those downward spirals. And I came across this book. I was talking to another coach in the Bombshell Dynasty. Her and I were having similar issues, and she's like, girl, you need to pick up this book. You need to read this book. And so I did, and I just allowed myself to be open. So that's what I'm going to ask you guys to do on this call tonight, is just be open to receive what I'm about to tell you. It might seem a little like weird, and I thought the same thing, but just allow yourself to learn. And going forward, just being open and allowing yourself to learn. Don't just log on to these calls and just listen, but learn and apply. I've been doing that ever since I read this gosh darn book, and things have been going really well. So, all right, here's where I go to my notes. So you can't get what you want if the outcome you're imagining doesn't match the vibration, mood, or emotion that you want. So me just saying that to you, you're like, oh God, we're talking about vibrations and emotions. Like, I don't want to talk about my good vibrations or my bad vibrations. And again, I am not one of those people that is like, the universe, feel the energies and the powers, or like I wasn't until this book. Now I'm a total goon about it. But anyways, so where am I starting? Oh, I have a whole extra page of notes that I didn't even know was here. How about that? Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about where I was. I told you I was kind of stuck, and I couldn't figure out why. All I knew is that I was getting extremely, extremely frustrated being where I was. And, you know, I started looking at everything from an angle that wasn't so good. There was a ton of comparison going on, to the point where somebody could post something about something that, you know, they just bought with their Beachbody money, and it was just like immediate negative thought. Like, it was not even like, wow, that's awesome. It was just, nope, I'm just gonna down this right now. I don't even care. And I couldn't stand being in that place anymore. I couldn't stand my passion no longer being my passion. So this book, and I will give you the name of the book at the end of the call, it started talking about the vibrations and how affirmations are a bunch of BS. And I was like, oh no, she didn't. Like, I just read about this in the Miracle Morning and Miracle Morning for Network Marketers, and they said to do affirmations. But then I also remembered that I've tried to do affirmations for 4 years and they haven't worked. And I was like, maybe she's on to something. So I read a little bit further, and it got me thinking, no wonder affirmations don't work if we're not emotionally aligned with them. So I went back and I looked at the affirmations that I had. I want to be a 5-star diamond coach. I want to be making X amount of Beachbody. I want to do this, 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 and this. And I was like, why? What is stopping me from getting there? You know, like, obviously I don't have that many diamonds on my team yet. That's fine, but everybody's working towards it. You know, I can still recruit more people, and you never know when your next big coach is just going to waltz onto your team, and, you know, there they are. So why hasn't this happened? So I started to think back, because again, everything that we want in life deals with emotion. It's the one thing you have to remember. I started to think back, you know, what does rank advancing feel like to me? Or what do I think about? Oh, Siren's here. What do I think about when I think about 5-star diamond coach? What does that look like to me? What does being a 5-star look like to me? And I'm someone who, I'm not interested in quitting my full-time job, at least not at this point. I have a great manager. Like, seriously, if you had to be working in a career, you would want mine. You would want my situation, because it's awesome. That's not to say it's always going to be that way, but right now I'm riding that wave and I'm enjoying it. So doing that 40 hours a week and being someone dedicated to growing my Beachbody business, it can get a little hairy in there. That's a lot of hours on a computer. That's a lot of time being put into other things other than what I actually want to do. So when I go on vacations or when I go away, the beauty of it is I can go away. Like, I can step away for a couple days and it's okay. So sometimes when I go on the Beachbody trips, you know, I'm very observant of everybody around me. And regardless if you're doing this full time or you're not, I'm watching you. And while I understand everybody's situation is different, and obviously a full-time coach has more obligations and responsibilities than maybe I do financially right now, you know, for just financial reasons, the one thing that I always thought about when I thought about this Beachbody success and hanging out with these coaches and, you know, being at Summit and kicking it at an elite party or whatever, is every picture I saw on Facebook, every event I attended, this is all I saw were people on their phones. And I just wanted to I just want to run around and be like, no, get up. Like, I just want to like smack them out of their hands, because the one thing I am is, even though I said like, you know, I am a free spirit, but I'm not, I don't like technology. Honestly, if I wasn't a Beachbody coach, I probably wouldn't have any social media at all, because I can't stand being tied to technology. So for me, this was my representation of 5-star diamond. And it made total sense why I wasn't really going after it then. If I was somebody who was trying to be further away from technology and giving myself a little break because I am so tied to it with work, or I am so tied to it with Beachbody, why in the heck would I want to rank advance to something that looked like this? Just a phone in my hand all the time. And then I realized, well, yeah, there's a lot of people that have phones in their hands, but there has to be another way. Like, that cannot be the only way in Beachbody. It really can't. And I was seeing, you know, some pictures of people on a beach, and the picture was literally everybody on the beach on their phone. And I was just like, oh my God, why aren't you in the water? Why aren't you building a sandcastle? Why aren't we doing something here? Like, get off the damn phone. You can document it later. And I just thought, you know, maybe I can't find a coach right now that is like fully off their phone or like practicing this, but maybe I can be that coach. So that kind of started shifting my gears a little bit in a different area for how I saw 5-star. I started seeing 5-star not as having a phone in my hand all the time, but more or less giving me the opportunities to get out more and experience the things that I love. And I can document those with a picture, and I can share it when I'm done doing that thing. You know, it just opened up my mind a little bit more to what else was possible. And I really, really wish I was home on my Mac, because I have so many things that I actually did prepare to share, as far as new vision boards that I've done. And I had something I wanted to read to you where I took all of my fears from 5-star and I completely flipped them to a whole new way of thinking. So as soon as I get home, Jenna, get on my butt for it. I'll post it in like the files group of the page. So I'm going to start asking you questions, and I want to see a show of hands. And there's a lot of questions. So if you think, is she done yet? I'm probably not. I want to see a show of hands if you have ever had this thought come in your mind. Okay. So the first thing we're going to start out concerns rank advance. All right. My coaches aren't trying. It's okay. We're all friends here. See, one hand goes up, Jenna's hand goes up, everyone's like, okay, me. My coaches won't go into the push group. Let's just hypothetically say there's always an awesome one going on. My customers don't want to be coaches. Oh, all right. Let's see, now we're moving on to Success Club. No one wants a challenge pack, they just want the program. Everybody already has a coach. I think every single hand should be up for that one. It's too expensive. Hands, please. All right, making money with the business opportunity. I don't have a strong enough team. The market is saturated. And again, everyone already has a coach. I'm putting 2 hands up for that, because I live in the same town as Melody Fletcher, okay? So I know how that one feels. So let me ask you something. If we're talking about vibrations, what you need to understand, and what is always preached in Beachbody, is like attracts like. Well, negative also kind of attracts negative. So let me ask you, do you think the things that I just said, and you just put your hands up, do you think those emit positive vibrations or negative vibrations? Thumbs up for positive, thumbs down for negative. Oh, I love the interaction. See, I should have been a teacher. I'm just joking. So everything in life, what you attract or don't attract, achieve or don't achieve, has to do with your emotions or vibrations. If you're putting out the good, you're going to get back the good. But if you're putting out the bad, you're also going to get back the bad. All of the things that I mentioned emit very, very low vibrations. And if you're running on low, you're going to attract other people running on low. So even when you're thinking these things, you're like, oh, coach sign up, what's up? Have you ever done that? And you're like, this coach is going to be awesome. And then it's like 3 months later, you're like, where'd you go? Did you attract them when you were kind of in this frame of mind? Because that could kind of be why. But do you notice when you're like alive and you're loving this business, you're signing up coaches, they go in the new coach group, they get success starters or whatever, and you're just like, well, why do some people do it and other people don't? Well, yes, it is a personal thing, but it also has to deal with you as their coach. Like, you might think that you can have these secretive thoughts when nobody is looking. Like, if you hide yourself in a dark closet, no one will know that you're scared crapless that you might not hit Success Club this month. But everybody knows. It vibes itself on out, and it spews out to your team or any of your prospect. It shows in your posts. I've actually seen posts from people that I have had conversations with about something bothering them in the business, and I've watched their Facebook for the next week, and they're like, but everything that they list, I'm just like, no, it's not genuine. You can look in their eyes and see that smile's not genuine. You can look at their smile and see that the smile's not genuine. And I've done it myself. So if you think it doesn't show, it definitely shows. What you believe is an absolute choice of yours. You can choose to believe the things that we listed, or you can choose to flip that around. So looking at a couple of these, so rank. My coaches aren't trying. Well, you can flip that around and say, you know, not so much I need to be a better upline for my coach, but I'm a well-equipped coach that I can find different opportunities for my coaches to learn that maybe suit their needs better. Everybody's different. Maybe not everybody reacts well to a push group. Maybe you have a quieter coach that might react better to just a couple YouTube videos every now and then from other top coaches, you know, around the country. Success Club. Nobody wants a challenge pack. Why doesn't anybody want a challenge pack? Because it's too expensive. A challenge pack is a fitness solution in a box. It combines your nutrition and your fitness element. Everybody always misses the nutrition if they try to do this by themselves. Always. They go buy Slim Fast, they go buy GNC Lean Shake, they don't buy anything at all, and they eat an apple for breakfast. And that's why they've stopped seeing results. The challenge pack is the solution. You know, you guys are trying to help 500 people this year change their life. Fitness plus nutrition equals your results. Well, plus your accountability as coach equals the results. That's a life change. So don't look at a challenge pack as points. Look at it as a life change, because if they actually use it, it really will change their life. So again, this is why I really wish I was on my Mac, because I had some like really solid good ones, you guys. Like, I can't express. I was like, all right, girl, you did good on that one. Okay. So when we're thinking about the thoughts that I said before about Success Club and rank and everything, I mean, do those thoughts, do they, even whenever we were raising our hand, did you feel the least bit excited or happy admitting them at all? You probably felt like a little disappointed and a little embarrassed, because as coaches, we're not supposed to think that way, and our personal development is supposed to take us through anything. Sometimes whenever you think about Success Club, how does it make you feel? Does it make you feel like over the moon on the first, that your points are just all wiped clean and you have 30 days to get new ones? Or are you somebody who's like me, and you see the first as like doom and gloom, like, oh my God, I'm starting back at zero again. and it makes you like, you're determined to get to the 30th, you're determined to get your Success Club 5 or your Success Club 10, but there's that anxiety there because it's the first and you're at zero, and that's a long road ahead. You know, maybe the thought of rank is really exciting to you, and it motivates you, but at the same time, it stresses you out. None of those feelings are actually going to get you to where you want to go. Because here's the thing, we never really want the thing, okay? We want the feeling that's associated with the thing. So therefore, we need to focus on the feelings that we want rather than the shiny object. So now I need to go to my phone because I have other notes. And I'm going to bring up summit recognition since that's kind of a hot topic now. And everybody thinks they want summit recognition. You don't want recognition. You want the feeling that goes with the recognition. All right. So, all right. Let's break down walking across stage at Summit. Here are the things that are associated with that event, okay? A midday practice being held like cattle in the stadium, 101 plus degree heat. These are all real, by the way. These happen. Standing out on the field, also in the heat and sun, because there's a backup on stage. And then 15 seconds of glory. Because you are walking across stage and you are feeling awesome and you're doing these and like selfieing and probably missing the entire experience because you're on the darn phone again, just like, oh, I'm on the other side. Like I didn't even look out and say, hey friends, hey team, thanks. Okay, so do you really want those things? Do you really want to be herded like cattle? Do you really want to be hot? Do you want those tangible things that are associated with being recognized on stage at Summit? No, you want the feeling of the recognition. You want the glory of the recognition. You want to feel accomplished. And the best way to get those feelings and the things, aka the Summit recognition, is to do things now that make you feel that way or that get you to feeling that way. Because once you start feeling that way, it's like a snowball. It starts small and it starts rolling and rolling and rolling. And Jenna, I got to give you props because I think what you're doing with the recognition at the beginning of the team call, I didn't see that coming. I was expecting the typical so-and-so got X amount of Success Club points, and this person's a team leader, a team builder. And the fact that all of you as a team are recognizing your downline for the things that maybe aren't always so public is amazing, because that is going to give everybody those feelings of recognition, those feelings of glory, those feelings that they'll have walking across the Summit stage. Summit stage is just a different experience. But I'm sure people like Dawn, who just got recognized, 20 minutes ago, she was like, all right, yeah, this week sucked, but it's better now. I feel all right. I feel like I can get off this call and go do something, you know? If you keep doing that with your team, it's going to be a snowball effect. And then your entire team is going to be walking across that Summit stage, sweaty and a little sunburnt, but feeling amazing and really soaking in that experience. What you emotionally experience now will help you emotionally experience it even more in the future. And you're going to find as you start doing this, or if you start reading the book that I tell you, you're going to start finding these emotions coming in from different angles of your life. It's not always going to be Beachbody. And it'll be really, really cool when you start to recognize it, because you'll notice it and you'll just like, hot damn, it happened again. So, okay, so moving on, let's see here. So how do you get to those emotions? Like how do you vibe well with others? Let's see. So what I want you to think of is your brain's kind of a computer, right? We've heard that before. I want you to think of your favorite MP3, which, I mean, like, is that what they're still called, as MP3s? I was so worried when I was writing this that I was like outdated and calling them like CDs. And I was like, wait, is it still an MP3 or should I just call it like an illegal download? I don't even know. But I want you to think of your MP3s. So when you download it onto your computer, are you physically downloading Taylor Swift singing the song? No. If you ever looked at a download as a file, it's a bunch of zeros and ones. That's all it is a whole bunch of zeros and ones. It's code, right? It goes in your computer, and your computer knows how to decode that code to produce the sound. Now, have you ever downloaded something, maybe without paying for it, and you get about halfway through the song and it just shuts off and you're like, what the heck? What the heck just happened here? Well, it's because the code was messed up. Your computer couldn't decode the code because the code was screwed up because someone probably hacked into it, hence why it's on an illegal download site. So what you're bringing into your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, the things that we mentioned at the beginning of this call, with how you feel about Success Club or your team or whatever, that is all code. That's all code coming into your brain. Now, if it's a good code, your brain's going to decode it and the best way possible, and you're going to emit these positive vibes. If it's bad code, like my team's not trying, nobody wants the Success Club Challenge Pack, or nobody wants me as their coach, the market is saturated, that's all broken code. So if you're putting broken code into your brain, how in the heck do you expect to reach any of your goals? Your code's not computing. You're not coming out. It's not fueling your cup with the emotion or the good vibes necessary to press on in this business when it gets hard. And if you're a new coach, this business is going to get hard. There are always going to be hard times in this business. You need, actually, if you're a new coach, this is a good thing for you to start practicing off the bat. You need to start doing this now, so when those hard times come, you literally just roll with them. So let's see here. Low vibes equals meh results. That was my note. So I'm trying to think. I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, or a bunch of things I want to say. Okay, so here's something I want you guys to try and do. So who on here actually has a current vision board for 2016? Sweet. And it has pictures of things on it, right? Like maybe you have a new deck, or a new car, or a puppy, or a new baby, or things like that. What I want you to do is I want you to adjust your vision board. You can keep it exactly how it is, but I want you to physically put text on it that states the emotion that you're looking for out of that thing. So on the vision board that I wanted to share with you, I had, I had a new kitchen. I had a purple Challenger. What else? I had something else too. Oh, my new camper. I love going camping. So I had those three things on my vision board. That was like my focus. I'm like, these are the three physical, tangible things that I want right now. And then I put around them little bubbles and pick monkey of what they meant to me. What did they represent? What was I really looking for out of those things? So for example, the car was nothing but me just being selfish and kind of materialistic. Like, well, when you see someone driving a nice car, you automatically think they must be doing something right in life. But every time I see that now, I also kind of think maybe they're just really in debt. But so I was just kind of like, okay, so this car would make me feel successful. So I wrote feelings of success next to it. This car would make me feel kind of like a little bit like wild and free, because it's a remake of a classic muscle car and it's freaking purple. Like, how fun, right? I mean, you see black ones and white ones. No, I see a purple one. Or like my camper, like that would make me feel successful, because my parents have always had campers. So if I can get a camper when I'm 31 and my parents have always had one, well, then I'm doing all right, right? So that was another feeling of success. The new kitchen was more of a feeling of peace that I wanted. I mean, Jenna's been at my house. She'll tell you my kitchen's a hot mess. It's just teeny and it's dark and I hate being in there, and it's just not a peaceful place. So the kitchen was more for my own sanity, with like peace and relaxation and being able to open my home to friends, family, and love. So when I put those things around, I realized, especially when you start looking how many times you list success, that you're not really looking for the thing, you're looking for the emotion. So when we realize that we need the emotion and that's what we really want, we can start kind of exploring other avenues or ways, to find those emotions that might be outside of going for the car or going for the new kitchen. Those will always be your end goals. But again, if we're thinking of the snowball effect, if we can find little things in our everyday that help to build those positive emotions that we're really seeking for, then we're only going to be putting out positive emotions in return, which will actually get us to that end goal. So I don't think any of this really made much sense because I didn't have slides, Anne. But I'm going to, again, whenever I get home, I'm going to do a file upload for you guys. I know it'll be kind of late since I'm not going home for 2 weeks, but better late than never. The book that you guys should all read that is absolutely awesome. It's called Deliberate Receiving. Finally, the Universe Makes Freaking Sense. I don't even have to tell you who the author is because no one else wrote a book with that title. So if you just write in Deliberate Receiving, Finally, the Universe Makes Freaking Sense, get that book, get it on Kindle, get it on paperback, read it 5 million times. This call will make sense then too. Finally, Nicole will make freaking sense. But I think that's all I have. I can't think of anything else.
Nicole, do you, I'm going to ask you a question or two before we wrap. Do you think, so Nicole, when she called me that day to tell me like her thoughts on this, it was really that, so she was creating a vision for what she thought success looked like, but then wasn't hitting that because that's what she thought success looked like. And you could tell like her goals didn't really align with her vibrations or her feelings on what success really meant to her, because she was relating success to what somebody else thought success really looked like. And that was kind of on our call, we're like, oh my goodness, that's like a breakthrough, because in this business you have an upline. And it's really easy when you sign with your upline to kind of watch what they do and to create your version of success based on them, because that's the person that you have to look up to in this business. And I know Nicole and I both are personally sponsored by Jen Greenberg, so we can relate to this a little bit better than most people. But we realize that you don't want your vision of success to be what that upline's creating. You want to make sure that that vision for success is exactly what you want. And your feelings and emotions and vibrations and all of that aligns with what that is that you want to create. So Nicole, since our call, which was, it's been like a month, what do you feel like has changed? How do you feel like your business has improved since then?
My business now, it's like not so much like with numbers, but just the way I'm approaching things. I actually love my business again. I'm back at the place in work where I'm like, dang it, I got a task and I can't do Beachbody while I'm sitting at my job, you know? Or like this whole week with training so far has been awful because I don't get good service on my phone in there. And because I'm in the Department of Homeland Security, I can't use their computers to access Facebook. So I'm just like, I just want to get back to my room and do what needs to be done. So yeah, I think my business has just changed just by giving me back my passion. I mean, Jenna nailed it. That you can't let your vision of success be what your upline's vision was for them. I mean, your vision of success has to be as unique as your Facebook page. You are you. There is only one you. And success doesn't have to look like Jenna's or Caitlin's or Ann's or Emily's or mine. It can look like something totally different. So like our upline, you know, she has a pretty sweet life, you know, but she is on her phone and her computer a lot. And she loves doing that. She loves it. She doesn't do that because she has to. She does that because she loves to do it. I would be doing that because I had to if I was in her situation. So once I got my vision of success right, it seemed like everything else just started clicking. You know, I had a better sense of clarity when I started thinking of who I was and what I liked. I told you at the beginning of the call, if it wasn't for Beachbody, I wouldn't have social media. So if I'm trying to find people like me to fill my tribe, because those are people I'm going to vibe with and have the most fun with, I had to really think, okay, well, if people like me wouldn't be on Facebook, if we had to be on a social media, where the heck would we be? What would we be doing? What would we be vibing with? And I came up with Instagram and blogging. And you know what? I've gotten a pretty good following on Instagram, and my blogs have totally transformed. And I never got any interaction on my blog, ever. And it was almost immediate from doing this mind change. I started getting email notifications of people liking or commenting on my posts. And I started dialogue that way. So it's just really just kind of streamlined the entire process in a way that I never saw coming, but I'm so thankful because I actually found my love for everything again.
That's awesome. And that's nice too, because I'm sure there's a lot of people on this call tonight that can totally relate to liking Beachbody and liking being a coach, but some days not loving it like you used to, or not loving it like you did when you signed up, or maybe that shiny new I'm not a rookie anymore and my warm market is gone hits and you have that moment. So I think it's good to kind of step back and refocus and decide what that looks like for you. And I know Nicole, I've watched Nicole go on ebbs and flows in this business, and seeing how excited and I mean, you guys, especially anyone that's never met Nicole that's on this call tonight, like this is her all the time for the most part.
Except for Summit 2015.
Yeah, except for that. But you know what? But she hasn't been this way and this excited about her business in a long time. So I can definitely see a shift, and I'm really excited that we were able to experience that tonight with you and to see where that goes for you, Nicole. So thank you so much for giving us all that good information. I wanted to give people a chance, if anyone had a question for Nicole before we jump off the call, to kind of open that up. Everybody on the call is currently muted except Nicole and I, so if you do have a question for her, you're going to have to unmute yourself. Anybody? No, see, that's how you know you had a good call, because nobody asked any questions.
They're really confusing one. They're like, I need to see the documents. That's how I am as a person. I'm like,
Yeah, absolutely. And would you do me a favor right after this call, Nicole? Nicole's actually an adopted coach in our team page, so she's always hanging out in our family. Will you jump in our team page and just write out the title of that book again for us so that we have it? And that would be fantastic. So thank you so much for coming on the call tonight. I know you're on a business trip and you're busy, but we appreciate you taking the time to put some value into our team this evening. So thank you for that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So coaches, we have a new week, a new month, and we have a new team vision, 500 lives. And that is not going to be an easy task. I broke it down. It's 62 lives per month. Somehow we figured out that number. So we got work to do, y'all. We got lives to change. We got people that we got to help. We have to get out there and get our products connected to them. Like, they have a problem and we have a solution, and we are that solution for them. So we have to connect with those people. We have a lot of fun stuff happening in the team. There's a Sky Zone event coming up. If you guys saw in the team page, I should have announced that during the announcements. Lindsay Ospey is putting that together, so make sure that you comment on her post if you're interested in joining us for something like that, so that we can get that booked. But we have a lot of fun stuff coming up, a lot of fun stuff going on. And remember, this is your fun job, and success in this business is whatever you want it to look like. So go out there, change lives, and help people get stronger every day. Have a great night, guys.